What if I told you that the biggest customer in the world is actively looking for new businesses to buy from, and most people don't even realize they can compete? And no, this customer isn't Amazon. It isn't a Fortune 500 giant. It's the US government. You don't need secret connections. You don't need to be a billion-dollar company. And you definitely don't need someone on the inside, because the government buys everything from everyday supplies all the way up to cutting-edge technology and major construction projects. And the businesses that understand how this system works, they're the ones winning the big opportunities. So let's break it all down for you. Government contracting is how federal, state, and local agencies purchase the goods and services that they need to operate. And trust me, that shopping list is wild. We're talking everyday items like laptops, medical equipment, uniforms and vehicles, services like IT support, consulting, healthcare staffing, cybersecurity, construction, maintenance, you get it. And then you have the heavy hitters, integrated systems, defense technology, and massive infrastructure projects. If your business sells it, supports it, or maintains it, there's probably a government agency that buys it. But because it's taxpayer money, the process has structure, rules, competition, documentation, and oversight. Not to slow things down, but to keep the entire system fair, transparent, and accountable. Now, let's talk about why government contracting is such a powerful opportunity for small businesses, and actually why so many people misunderstand it. First, the benefits. The government is going to be one of the most reliable customers you'll ever have. Governments they don't technically go bankrupt, they don't disappear, and they don't forget to pay. There's massive spending power. The federal government alone spends hundreds of billions of dollars every year consistently. There's built-in opportunities for small and disadvantaged businesses. Programs and set-asides are designed specifically to help smaller companies compete and win. There's transparent rules. There's no guessing, no good old boys club. The rules are published, the opportunities are public, and the competition is open. But there's a lot of misconceptions, and these are the reasons why you and maybe others aren't actually going after these government opportunities. Let's talk about misconception 1. Only big companies win. It's wrong. Small businesses win an enormous portion of federal contracts, and agencies are required to award them. Misconception number 2. You need connections. No. Connections don't override regulated processes, evaluation criteria, or procurement rules. Does a connection help? Obviously. But it's not the single factor that's going to win or lose you a bid. Misconception number 3. It's too complicated. Well, it's structured, but predictable. It's sometimes hard, but you know what you're getting into. And once you understand the system, it becomes navigable. And speaking of structure, let's talk about how the government buys everything that it actually buys. And let's get behind the scenes. Well, first and foremost, if the government is the world's biggest customer, then the agencies are the world's most methodical shoppers. Every purchase follows a structured path. First off, they have to identify the need. Agencies determine what they need, set a budget, outline objectives, and create a procurement strategy. Number 2, this is their market research. They evaluate industry capabilities, look for potential suppliers, and often gather information through RFIs or sources sought notices. Number 3, they draft and release the solicitation. This ends up becoming the official documentation, an RFP, an RFQ, an IFB. This outlines requirements, evaluation criteria, and deadlines. Next one you get are bidding and proposal evaluations. Companies are going to submit the proposals, then agencies compare them based on technical factors, past performance, price, and other criteria. Then you get to award the contract. The government's going to select the offer that provides the best value, which is not always the lowest price, and the contract becomes a legally binding agreement. Lastly, you have the contract performance and closeout. The contractor is going to do the work, give the products, the government monitors performance, and once everything is complete, the contract is formally closed. Think of it like shopping online. If online shopping involved 80 pages of requirements, technical evaluations, and mandatory documentation. But hey, accountability is a beautiful thing, and you can do this. There's different types of government contracts because this is where people seem to get intimidated, but you don't need to be. The truth is, once you know the categories, they're pretty straightforward. So what's the first type of contract category? Fixed price contracts. The price is set up front. You carry more risk if your costs increase, but the structure is simple. Next one is cost-reimbursable contracts. The government reimburses allowable costs. This is used when requirements aren't fully defined, like research or large engineering efforts. You then get IDIQs. These are long-term umbrella contracts. You get the contract and the actual work is delivered through task orders over time. You then get what are called GWACs, government-wide acquisition contracts. These are pre-vetted, large-scale contracting vehicles open to all federal agencies. They're competitive to get on, but incredibly valuable once you're in. Then you have a contract type that is a set-aside contract. It can be an amalgamation of a lot of these. These are certain contracts that are reserved exclusively for small businesses or specific socioeconomic categories, opening the door to companies that might otherwise struggle to compete with industry giants. So now that you understand the basics, the benefits, the buying process, and the contract types, this means you already have most businesses, well, ahead of them because they're never going to take the time to learn this stuff. Government contracting isn't a secret club. It's one of the largest business ecosystems in the world, and it's wide open to companies willing to learn the rules and step into the playing field. If you want to learn how to register your business, find opportunities, price proposals, or actually win your first government contract, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. Because in this world, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit.